gone for this big dive. Hamilton dives out of the way.
But no, Isaac's going to do it. He comes across the line to take P1 on his debut. What an amazing race. It's the battle of the late breakers, and Elite Risk gets it.
Lovely move from Scotty.
Look, here we go, then around the outside. Oh, what a move by Evo. That is not a place you overtake.
Buddy War's not going to give us up without a good fight.
Oh dear me. Oh, and look at that. Peg Dorniak and Charlie going at it. Ramp on. In the last corner, who's going to get a better traction? Race on the better line. It's going to be a drag race to the finishing line. Good evening everyone and welcome back to 7th Gear Racing. Tonight we're at Melbourne, Australia for tonight's Tier 1 Sprint evening. Melbourne of course joined the calendar back in 1995 when it took over from the famous Adelaide circuit. Its first race being fondly remembered for its turn 3 crash with Martin Brundle, which Fernando Alonso replicated later on. Australia, 14 turns, 4 DRS zones, one of those is a double bubble. Previous winners here include Elite Risk and of course Jake way back in Season 7, which was his first victory in 7th Gear Racing. Despite the tight nature of the track, there are quite a few overtaking opportunities. The first one, of course, is down into turns 11 and 12. That will be the fourth and final DRS kind of overtaking opportunity. Of course, the main one will be up into turn 3. Once you've had your double bubble, it's up to you to do the rest. Again, not long straights, but you've got to be in it to win it, and these guys certainly are. So then, we join Tier 1. The championship is starting to head up. Of course, as I mentioned, Tier 1 tonight, is the sprint race. So, of course, we will be kicking off with a one-shot qualifying, followed by the sprint race, and then the 50% race, kind of the feature race. And we're just waiting for people to get their setups on, and we shall be going. If anyone's watching and can let me know if the quality's okay, I had a red bar of everyone in the lobby, which is a bit of a first, despite everything running smoothly on my end. Thank you very much, anyone in advance. Right, here we go then. Let's stay on board with Firmsy, shall we? You know, Firmsy is very good. Let's see what he can do. Kieran's retired. He's got a good start for him. But there you go. Ogween and Firmsy battling between that first and second place. We've got Zach up there in P2. Looks like Ogween's doing very well for himself. Firmsy back in to P1 though. Down the bottom, Evo looks like he's made a mistake. Turner, the championship leader. Oh, hang on. Firmsy's invalidated. He'll be down near the back. So I guess we'll go on board then with Ogween. Benson's currently P3, kind of not out of nowhere, but look at that. Jake P7, P8 now, just falling behind Krigmit. Those two swapping Aurelian's P5, of course, filling in for Ferrari. Zach still in a very good second place. Joey Depre P11 for Red Bull. Championship leader Turner up into P9 now. He's got some work cut out for him if he wants a good result tonight and if he finishes down there. Lenny up in P13. Above the likes of Dan and Fermsey. I'm sure I'll be very pleased with that. Even though it is their lap stick getting validated. So then, Ogwin will cross the line and his pole lap will be a 1:17. Oh my goodness, 4/10 of a second clear of Aurelian. A very good lap indeed from Ogwin. And Lenny P12 in the end. Right then, here is your qualifying order for the sprint race. Ogwin will be on pole with Benson joining him alongside. Aurelian will be P3 and Krigmit. Great P4 with Jake, our Lord and Saviour, in P5. Zach fell down to P6 in the end with Turner in P7, RK P8 and Charlie in P9 with Visions rounding out the top team. So there'll be a short, I think there'll be a very quick thingy. So, Australia, a race for, known for mixed rain conditions. Looks like we've got a dry start for the sprint race. There we go then. 30 seconds on, and we're our way. And Depre starts the session. That's a very good start. Any predictions or comments? Let me know who you think is going to come out on top of the sprint race. Right then, here we go. We have 5 red lights and it is away we go. Everyone down in turn 1. Look at that, Turner's already up into P6. But there's going to be some ding-dongs up and down. Benson, was that car gone off the track? It was, and it's a bit of chaos and oh dear, we've got yellow flags and we've got cars going everywhere. It might be Zach who was off in the back. Great start for him at all. But this should be a one-stop, well, there should be a no-stop race really. Just check. Yep, everyone is on the medium tyres. So it should just be a straight fight between everyone on pace. No need for tyre conservation or anything like that. And look at that. So he said obviously he's in P1. Look at Aurelian up there in P3. Hasn't raced for a couple of weeks and finds himself up into P3. Krigmit P4. Jake P5. Great race so far for the Alfa Romeos. We're looking strong in the constructors. Turner is P6 for Championship lead. Oh, he's gone right to the back of Jake, and he was so lucky not to put a wheel into the wall there and lose more than a position for Charlie. Visions has found himself up 2 places now ahead of Dan and Alros. Lenny finds himself on the cusp of the top 10. No points for 10th in the sprint race, of course. So, oh, and he's being tapped from behind by Kieran. And Lenny's charge up the field comes to an end for now. It is Evo in the pits, of course. So that's 1 free position for Lenny. As look at that, Jake up into P4 now. We know Jake likes the circuit. We mentioned earlier that his first kind of win in 7GR was at this circuit a couple of seasons ago. So yeah. People using their batteries to see how much they will use. It's Ogwin racing away at the front. Look at that. He's got a 1.8 over Benson already, and Benson will be happy with that. As long as Kieran, as long as I'll say Turner stays back, but he finds himself in P5 at the moment. He's got back past Crickmit and Charlie, so Turner's charge has not ended. And look at that, Charlie and Crickmit, and Crickmit holds off Charlie for now. But DRS will now, of course, be enabled this lap. And oh, we got yellow flag, and it's Crickmit. Oh, his early race pace is all for naught as he spins round. But now look at that, we've got 3 cars. We've got Visions, Dan and Firmsy all looking to get into turn 1 ahead, but it is Dan who takes the P7 position for now. Is Vision going to come under attack from Firmsy? He does. Firmsy's going to go around the outside of Visions. Firmsy's got to be careful not to go into the back of Dan, and he doesn't. That's a very nice move from Firmsy in the end. Vision's going from P7 to P9 in a matter of a few corners. So, let's stay on board with our championship leader, Sally. How long will he take to get past Jake? Will he get past Jake? That is the question. Got another yellow flag. But can't see who that was for. Aros has already got a track extension penalty. So there you go, the first DRS zone is used. Jake will have DRS himself. He had a bit left off there. A bit scared of the exit he had. But now this is a problem Matt Turner's got. Aurelian and Jake both have DRS. We've got another yellow flag. Is that Dewey Depre again? It is. He's having a horrible start to the race. As is Kieran as well. Oh my days. Has he gone? I think he's gone round, and he's got no nose. Oh dear, the Aston Martins have an absolute nightmare so far. Someone who isn't having a nightmare is Owen. He finds himself, well, 3 seconds of Benson now. And Jake has got past. Oh my goodness. Oh, Dan. Oh no, what's happened there? Is that Dan and Firmsy having to come together? But it ends with Dan retiring. Oh dear. Firmsy is now down in P12. Aurelian's gone from P3 to P5. Jake finds himself on the podium. No podium yet this season for Jake. It'll be I tell you what, a good result for Jake has been a long time coming. He's had the worst luck. Even worse than probably what I had in Tier 3. But he'll be hoping he can keep up with his teammate. He won't overtake him because Benson is, he's 37 points behind Turner in the championship. So every point counts at the moment. But of course, Jake is coming under pressure from Turner. So ideal scenario for Benson is Jake stays within a second, gets a DRS and holds Turner off, but he's just outside now. That is not what the Alfa Romeos would want, and now you would assume that Jake is pretty much a sit and duck. However, Turner gets a horrible exit out of turn 14. He will, of course, get the DRS and drag himself back, and he will now get the double bubble. Is he close enough to have a look into turn 3? Not on this occasion. As we've got another yellow flag, it's Visions! Visions with his weekly bin. And no safety car though. Which is interesting. And look at that. Visions, the VSC is out, but no safety car. So there you go. Lenny, not only team principal, but he's also the lead Tier 1 driver as well by the looks of it. As Visions once again decides enough is enough and puts in all. And don't know if Turner made a mistake there, but I think it was just the VSC. So, exciting start to the sprint race. Had 2 DNFs. We'll hopefully get some green flag racing soon, as Aurelian reminding Turner that he's there. Hopefully we'll get green flag racing soon, as Dewey Depre's race goes from bad to worse as he gets a drive through for speeding, and there you go, we go green. Jake is fortunate enough to get that DRS, so I don't think there'll be any dice for Turner this particular lap unless he can get a really good exit. And no, in fact he gets a worse exit than Jake. So Jake's Love of this track really coming in handy, especially around the final bend and the first couple, just to keep Turner behind enough to give Benson that space. We're already halfway. We're on lap 6 out of 10 of the sprint race. Further down the field, I haven't seen Archaea actually. Oh, welcome back, Archaea. I haven't seen you for a while. Zach is all over the back. He'll be wanting to redeem himself after that turn 1 mishap on lap 1. Cricket just outside the points, and Firmsy is attacking Aros around the outside, and easy as you like. And that is Evo DNFing in the pits. So Ferrari, who are only 6 points behind AlphaTauri in Tier 1. Well, look at that, actually, saying that. You've got Arunin in P5. A good chunk of points here. If Aurelian stays where he is, I believe... Oh no, it's not 6 points, it's like... What is it? 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. So 10, 8, 6, 5, 4. So it won't be quite enough to get a Ferrari level in the Constructors. As Kieran retires out of everyone's favourite car. Now we get the safety car. Well, that's an interesting pickle. I say that because it's going to bunch the pack right back up. And we'll probably get... I mean, the field's quite close, so we might get... we should get at least 2 laps of racing here. I'm not too sure how the safety car works at the end of a sprint race, because obviously in the feature race, in the real 50% race, you get 2 minimum. I wonder what we'll get in the sprint, because if we get 1, that will be a... I'm sure everyone will love that. That's Ogwings is hard work is for naught at the moment. So let's just do a quick recap. We've had 5 retirements already. Australia. Sorry, Poe. Australia proving to be very tricky for the drivers out there. So just to recap the positions before it all goes a bit mental. Ogwing finds himself in the lead of the Grand Prix, and Turner's got past Jake. How did I completely miss that? Benson finds himself in P2. Turner, we just mentioned, is in P3. Jake is P4. Aurelian P5 in the red car. That may or may not be a Ferrari. Charlie finds himself in P6 in the Sol McLaren. RKA in the Williams, trying to get in some points. Zach in P8, the last points paying position there. Krigomit just on the cusp in P9 with Aros in P10, but he does have that penalty hanging over his head. Firmsy in P11. He has put a set of softs on, as has Leonard. So some aggressive strategies from the 2 drivers at the back. They got nothing to lose, so why not? And there you go, the safety car is in, so we will be getting 2 laps of racing. Firmsy should be right, and Lenny might be okay in terms of catching the pack. Yeah, Lenny will be fine. So we will have all 12 cars in the fight for the final 2 laps. Let's see. We're right on board with Ogwing. Can he get the jump? The Mercedes 1-3 and a Alpha 2-4. Here we go then. Ogwing has gone. He caught Benson napping. He has not. Half a second is enough. Let's run on board with Benson, because I don't think we're going to see Benson trouble Ogwing into turn 1. However, Turner could well trouble Benson into turn 3, but another... If he exits, he's Turner not on the back of these 2. Not much changing. However, RK is going for a dive. No, he thinks against it. Now let's run aboard. Let's stay with Firmsy, shall we? The guys at the front are important, but Firmsy has got fresh softs on. And these guys, medium tyres, will be starting to feel the heat a bit. And that you can see how much grip he has compared to the Aston Martin. But without any kind of DRS, Firmsy is stuck with his DRS and a dummy little fake or two from both drivers there. Lucky to stay with no contact, and Firmsy does find himself now up into P9. But has he got enough in that Haas to get himself into the points? And as I say that, Turner's got ahead of Benster, but now Ogween and Turner have both got track extension penalties, and Firmsy is now in the points. He's got past Zach. Can he get past RKA? It looks like he's got the best slingshot. We are now on lap 10, and it looks like, unless things go horribly wrong, we could see an Alfa Romeo 1-2 here, which has never happened in the era of the team principles. And will Firmsy go for a move? He brakes late, but RKA brakes later. He goes for the inside, compromises his line. But very well defended there from RKA. Firmsy's going to get the better grip around the outside. And 2 into here, doesn't really go. But they just about make it work. She's pre-driving from those 2. Wow, that could have ended very badly. But great driving from Firmsy and RKA there, which sees Firmsy up into P7. That is probably him done. Now, Turner. Is he falling back on purpose here? Because, I mean, I'm not suggesting he is, of course, but however, that does now mean that Benson is outside the 3 seconds to get the win. It's going to be tight, isn't it? Look at that. It's just under 3 seconds. It's going to be very tight. But we'll join Ogween as Firmsy takes P6 off Charlie. Ogween will cross the line in P1, Turner P2, and Benson, will he jump up? He does, the P1, fantastic, and Jake up on the podium in the sprint race, P3, Aurelian, P4 for Ferrari. A great chunk of points there for the Ferrari team. Probably must be wondering why he didn't hire Aurelian from the start. So then here is your top 8 for the sprint. Benson takes the win after the penalties from the Mercedes drivers. Ogween does keep second place, and Jake rounds off the podium. A great scoring race for Alfa Romeo. Aurelian finds himself in P4 with Turner demoting from P2 to P5. Firmsy with those soft tyres finds himself in P5 for the start of the feature race. Firmsy P6. Charlie will be in P7. RK with the last point. And then we've got Zach, Krigmit. Lenny got himself past Alros. And then the retirees of Kieran, Doe Depri, Evo, Visions, and Dan. I know, Poe. I know Aurelian's a reserve. Oh, and there we go. Oh, rain. Lovely jubbly. So, rather than listen to my dulcet tones, I shall put you on the Be Right Back screen, and I shall be right back. Right then, we are back. 10 seconds to go until lights out at rainy Australia. My sources tell me that it's likely to be a full, well, it's going to be wet for the full Grand Prix. So, let's go. Ben's on pole. Can he do anything in the wet conditions? We've got 5 red lights and we are away. Looks like a decent start from most people. Turner's jumped Aurelian at the start. Evo's jumped 2 places. Aurelian holding on. Oh, there's a Mercedes in the background as well. Who was it? It was Turner. The championship leader going off at turn 1. Was there contact? There may well have been, but Firmsy was there at the back as well. Oh dear, not a great start. And Zach with no wing. We've got a VSC, but wow. Carnage at the back there. Turner, Firmsy both losing 9 places. Krigmet losing 16. There must have been contact there between Firmsy and Turner then. Krigmet down 6, Zach down 8, and he currently has no wing. So, Alfa Romeo, P1 and P3 then. Let's see if anyone, I'm pretty sure everyone will be on the Inters. Yes, they are. So it'll be a nice, easy one-stop race, and we are green flag again. Right. How long will it take Ogween to overtake Benster? We've seen how fast Ogween is. And look at that, Kieran, I missed that. Up 8 places off the start. He's up into P5. Wow. Missed that one. And obviously Visions as well, up 9 places. Wow. Those two going great guns. And there you go, confirmation of a one-stop. Don't think anyone will be doing a 2-stop unless there's some damage going on. Turner finds himself up into P10 already, despite going off at turn 1. And Alros and Visions. Oh, Visions gets all out of shape there, doesn't he? And RKA in the pits. Oh no. Has he got wing damage? He does. What a shame for the Williams team. Having a poor race. There's 4 people in the pits. Firmsy as well. Lenny and Zach. Wow. So, Benster leads for the lap. Ogween still behind. Jake finds himself hanging on in P3. Aurelian has already got a track attention penalty. He's in P4, coming under attack from Kieran. Kieran doing great work, hauling Ferrari closer to getting off the bottom of that Tier 1 Constructors' Championship, and I don't think he fights Kieran that hard. I think 5th place for Aurelian tonight would be great. It depends what kind of setup he does has on. But Kieran, we've seen the speed he's had in the past. He's looking quite rapid in that Aston Martin so far. And I think what we need now is the safety car for those guys at the back to catch up. Otherwise it's going to be a bit of a lonely race for these guys. Right, let's stay with Ogween, shall we? Let's see. Can he overtake Benster? Oh, not a lot of grip out there, is there? Down the field you can see Krigmet and Dan. They're hammer and tongue. But looks like Benster's got enough about him to keep Ogween behind. And do you know what? I'm just going to go on to this battle here because these two are swapping positions all the time. As Turner now gets P6. Dan Krigmet going at it. Dan, you would say, has got the kind of more raw pace. However, Krigmet is no slouch. And of course, in these kind of conditions, the order can reverse. And just like that, you saw. I think maybe it's a bit of lag on Krigmet's part, but yeah, hopefully this battle can continue. Dan, 1 place off the points, currently being held by Visions. Vision's not liking these conditions so far. He's fallen off the back of Evo, and Dan is reeling him in. You can see the difference between the dry and a wet track with the grip on that chicane there, going into turn 10, turn 9 and 10, sorry, I should say. Because look at that, just like that, Dan's fallen back a couple of attempts already. And Jacob's fallen off 2.5 seconds off the lead. But still finds himself there. As Ogween does set the fastest lap. Right. Is he close to Ben? In turn 3? No, he's fine. As the truck seems to be peering out a bit. Evo now finds himself in the points. Ooh! And a massive... that would have been another ultimate curse, but Evo with a massive step of understeer there, wasn't it? Wow, that was very well held. Visions finds himself still catching and falling behind. It's very evident to and fro as Dan looks like he's had an issue somewhere because he's now being swamped by Cricket again. So there may be a bit of lag in the air tonight with I think the F1 esports on again, the challenge is on again, don't they? And they nick all the bandwidth for the game. So unfortunately it means people like us get shat on. Aurelian, first person for the feature race. Oh wait, hang on, that's his second penalty. So 6 seconds for Aurelian, that's not going to be good for him. Dan gets a 3 second as well. Ooh, he breaks kind of early there, doesn't he? And Cricket almost getting caught out. These two certainly don't look like they're going to give each other any kind of respite. As look at that, Cricket looks like he's going to have a look around the outside. Has Dan got damage somehow? Because at one point, Dan was all over the back of Visions. Now he finds himself over 2 seconds behind, and Cricket's going to go for a gap into turn 1. Things could get dicey. Dan takes to the grass, and Cricket's through. Oh, and Cricket! Oh no! Oh, a bit too greedy on the pedal, and what a shame for Cricket. That was going so well. They're having such a great race, those two. And Kieran's gone. Oh dear, Kieran. He was looking so good. But here we go then. This will now give people the chance to catch up. Will we see people dive into the pits? Spencer, of course, holding that lead. He now has well, not only the gap, but he's also got 3 seconds on Ogween as well. Wow. Kieran was looking so solid in that race. And in the space of, what, 20 seconds, one Aston Martin loses a wing, the other spins round and ends his race. What a shame. It was looking quite promising for Aston Martin tonight, but sometimes that's just how it rolls. And Benson stays out, so as does Ogween. No one opting for an early stop. Oh no, Aurelian, what is he doing? Something's happened there. Some shenanigans have taken place, and Aurelian, the bad luck he usually gets is striking again. Cursed team plus a cursed driver equals, well, a curse, obviously. Unfortunately, don't curse each other out. So we got some pitters. We got Dan in the pit for a new nose. RKA. Has he got a new nose, or is he just having another tyre? Can't really see. Oh, there we go. Cricket as well. He'll have a new nose. So nicely done. And these guys should have enough time to catch up. Tier 1 are cursed, Poe. We know that the Ferrari Tier 1, Tier 2 drivers are superior. Yeah, hopefully the safety car will be out long enough for these guys to catch up. But like I said, because it's the rain, obviously they're not going to be going as fast as they would in the drive, but they should be absolutely fine. Take a quick pause. And I've just realised my microphone's off. What an absolute idiot. Bloody hell. Right. Yellow flag. We've got a yellow flag. Who is it? It's not Aurelian. It's Dan. Oh, Dan. Oh, Danny Dan. Right, so, as I was saying, you got Firmsy and Depri who have gone from inside the points to outside the points. Depri seems to be ghosting. It's always fun. In the soap, Benster finds himself still in P1. He hasn't really pulled out all much, but 8 temps is better than 4 temps. Jake just about hanging on to the back. He's over a second behind now, but there's no DRS, so no need to worry about that. And Turner will want to make his way up. His closest championship, Spencer, who won the sprint, now finds himself in the lead, and Turner's not going to like that sight at all. He's going to want to at least get the podium. First, he's got to get past Jake, who we've said before is very much likes this track. A lot of his best results have come around here. And you can see how tricky it is still on in this tight kind of, it's known as a street circuit, isn't it? These tight bends around the streets of Melbourne. And you can see how someone like Turner, you know, been very good this season so far. Even he's struggling in these conditions. There's no, again, we could have a, oh, as he cuts the corner, that'll be a warning. We could have a similar situation, as I mentioned before I forgot to unmute myself. We could obviously have the kind of cat and mouse situation between Ben and Ogwing, whereas you know, anything Benson does, Ogwing will probably do the opposite. So if we see Benson not come in on lap 13 or 14, then Ogwing could well dive in for the undercut. However, that will put him right at the back of the train. But if Benson does pit early, then Ogwing will just sit behind, and he'll stay out for another lap or two and burn any ERS he does have. Currently he's not, I mean, he's just sitting there nicely. Obviously, if he did have the benefit of our DRS, I imagine he would have possibly been passed by now, but you never know at a track like Melbourne. So you got the gap, 6 temps, then 1.7. From Turner to Charlie's it was 1.7, and they've ruined it. But Charlie does have it's not really a train, is it? He's got Aros and Evo behind him. Aros still going very well in that P6. Previous is the next person, but he's kind of in a race by himself at the moment. He's ahead of Zach in the second Alpine, and Firmsy finds himself in P10 once again. He's got to be careful. Bit of lag, but looks like Firmsy's got the better exit out of turn 10, and there you go, it's turn 11. Very nicely done from Firmsy up into P9. How much further can he go as Dan gets... Oh, and then he breaks a bit too late, I think, there. And he snapped off a bit of his front wing end plate there, which will not be ideal. But is then he going to pit straight away? He does. Unfortunately, wing damage around a place like this in the rain is not going to be very helpful. As Ogwing looks closer than he has been before, but no dice. What about Jake and Turner? No, nothing going on there. What about Aros and Charlie? I tell you what, let's ride with these guys for a little bit, shall we? Get a bit of love to Charlie, Aros and Evo. The other thing for Lenny though is obviously now he's pitted, he'll be able to go to the end of the race now. So if Lenny can... another penalty for Aurelian. He is not enjoying these track limits tonight, is he? As I was saying, Lenny can now just push and potentially have some positions. But of course, he did a rear wing damage. He had front wing damage as well, didn't he? So, yeah. And now it looks like Visions is joining this train as well. So we've potentially got 4-car train here. Although Visions went from 0.7 behind to 1.2 behind. So we lost half a second somewhere. Just shows you these conditions are just not favourable to anyone really. Let's tune in here. Ogween does look a little bit close, doesn't he? In the dry, even 4 temps wasn't really enough. So I don't think the wets are going to be any different unless he deploys. Nope, he's fine. What about Jake Turner? Nope. What about Aros? Does Aros have a look? He does not. Neither does Evo, and Vision's still by himself. But he does have Firmsy behind him. Firmsy, of course, does have fresher tyres than everyone ahead of him, so he could well there it stops, there you go. So yeah, Firmsy, Zach Krigmet could potentially go to the end, and here we go then. Oh, it's happened. Turner and Jake, it's finally happened. And Aros has been passed by Evo. Well, the question now is, can Turner catch the top 2? As Benson sets the fastest, look at that, he sees his teammate get overtaken and immediately sets the fastest lap. As Firmsy kind of takes it back. Firmsy's definitely got a little bit of pace tonight, as the Charlie train is now 5 cars. Firmsy definitely looks the most rapid of them. Can he get past? He's done it a few times, but and Firmsy is probably the first driver to have made a stop, so he can go to the end. Obviously, it'll be a bit ambitious, but it can be done. We are now halfway. We're halfway through lap 14, so we're halfway. So if anyone does want to make a pit stop, now would be a good time. Let's have a quick look at the leader. So this is going to be tough now. So if the top 2 pit, then they're going to be... Oh, hang on a minute. That looks a bit close. If the top 2 do pit, then it looks like they will come out behind Dan in P13. So, yeah. Oh, hello. Right, Ogween looks a lot closer this particular lap. After setting the fastest lap last lap I should say, Benster this lap, but he's able to with the advances this lap anyway, as Jake has fallen over a second behind Turner, and Ogween's still trying to find a way, trying to force Benson to mistake, as Charlie still finds himself ahead of that train in P5. The train's got even bigger now, look at that. Because just behind Firmsy is Zach. We've seen Zach have some good speed tonight as well, so I'm sure he will have a look at Firmsy, have a look at Visions there. Visions is getting a bit out of shape, and here comes Firmsy now. Visions sits to the inside. Really, he does just let himself float to the outside. Firmsy will now go on the outside of turn 9. And there you go. He stays behind. Visions, some good defending there, however. This is where Firmsy's been dangerous. Is he going to go for a dive? He has a look. But no, thinks against it this particular lap. As Charlie and Evo now still going at it. Evo looking for that P5, but Charlie holds on for now. For those of you who are watching, Turner doesn't look like he's gaining any time on the front 2. I don't think he'll mind too much, but there you go. Right then, Charlie. Can he hold them off? going to take some doing. As Firmsy gets a time tackles track extension. I'll tell you what, the rain is usually quite lenient for giving penalties out, so these guys are properly cutting the corners. Strict isn't as strict as it could be. Evo desperately looking for a way past the McLaren. You sense that a lot of these guys could go faster. It's given some free air. And, oh, Charlie on the grass. Oh, what's happened there? A bit of bump and wheels. There might be a bit of lag, but looks like Evo's going to go down the inside. Nope, Charlie's got it. Oh no! And what's happened there? Aros! Has he gone into the back? Oh, and we've got a safety car, which would be the perfect opportunity for everyone to pit. Bit of a shame if I'm being honest, because I was looking forward to some strategic battles, but I wonder if when Evo lifted off, Aros just plowed into the back of him, because that's not somewhere where you retire. Oh, how unfortunate for Aros and the Alpine team. They were going so well, and Aurelian, thinking the car might not ghost, almost hits the wall. But what a shame. What a shame that was for Zach. And there you go, everyone in the pits. Apart from Evo. Evo has stayed out. Interesting strategy from the Ferrari driver. Krigmit has also stayed out, and he does actually get out ahead of Benster. Those guys made a stop. Krigmit has. So Krigmit's tyres aren't that bad. They're only 11 lap olds actually. So yes, they're obviously a lot older than everyone else's, but they're fresher than Evo's. You could potentially see some moves here. You know, if Benson gets held up, Ogween could turn up on 7 P5 now. Jake P6, he's lost out. Well, I mean, he's net P4 if he can get past Evo and Krigmit, but that is an if. The trolley train disbands for now with Firmsy in P8. Visions drops out the pits now. Out the points. Lenny finds himself back of the pack ahead of Aurelian. Right. Okay, will the safety car be in this lap? The cars are bunched up now. And there you go, safety car is in. Right then, so, not for the first time, Evo finds himself in front of the safety car restart. How soon will he go? His tyres, well of course, they're already 18 laps old now. How long can he cling on to that lead? He's not going. The others went pretty early, didn't they? But Evo waiting until the last second. He's got to be careful here because the line is coming up, and there he goes. And what is Jake doing? Oh, God. Oh, there's going to be some carnage. There's going to be some carnage. Oh, there's carnage. Oh, there's big carnage. Oh, no. It's bad news. Jake has gone down. Charlie's gone down. Ferns has gone down. Oh, dear me. That was a bit of a mess, wasn't it? But, oh, it's still got some mess. There's still people chopping and changing. I don't know what's going on. But, oh, and Jake. Oh, there's a little tap. And RKA is going to pick up some positions here. It's all going on. Has anyone got wing damage? Everyone would have just pitted as well. Some fresh enters. But, wow. Look at that. Jake's gone from a net P4 down to P8. Oh. Crickmet finds himself down in P5 now. He's going to be under attack from Dan. He's going to go around the outside of turn 11. He tries, but no dice. He goes for the switchback. But Crickmet has that covered off this particular time. But let's just go to the front at the moment because Spencer, well, he should be all over the back of Evo, but he's currently not. So let's go back to Dan, who should look and move on Crickmet. Lenny in the pits again. Wow. Usually I say it's a Lenny masterclass, but it's a Lenny disaster class tonight, isn't it? But look at Dan now, he was getting past Crickmet. However, under braking, we might see him late brake. He does. He goes around the outside of turn 3. Crickmet hanging it around the outside. On the inside, just say, but outside for turn 4. And does Dan get it done? No, Crickmet's still hanging on. They're compromising all lines. All Dan's on the grass a little bit here. And they're still going, and Crickmet's still hanging on to that P5 all his life. Got both Williams swarming behind him, and now looks like Dan's got a bit better speed on these straights. Cricket's got to be careful not to clip his wing. That may well have ended thingies. And there you go, Benson's got past Evo, and Ockweed, wow, ever the opportunist gets past. Oh, and Evo, woo-hoo-hoo. Very close to wiping out the himself and the Mercedes, but he just about keeps it on track. He's got to pit at some point, unless he is committed. But he does have a 4.5 second lead over Crickmet, to be fair. So if he stays there, if he stays as it is, then that's a good P4. But Ogui now once again has got to start all over again. We've got a yellow flag. Who is it this time? Oh no, it's a William. Excuse me. I don't know where to watch. It's all going down at the moment, isn't it? Let's just stay on board with Crickmet because Dan is going to have another look around the outside, and this time it looks like he's got it, but no! He goes way too deep around the outside of turn 3, and Crickmet says thank you very much, I'll have that position back. And now look at this, we've got Crickmet, Dan, RKA, Jake, Visions, Zach, all vying for that 5th position. Charlie finds himself in P11 under attack from the ever dangerous Fernsey. As look at that, Charlie on the grass. What is going on there? Interesting. Look at that, Jake so close to the back of the Williams, and Dan, that's right on board. Can he get a better exit this time? No is the answer. And Teola is using so much DRS compared to Cricket as well. He's he needs to recharge himself for a lap or two just to get that back up. And Jake has passed Visions, or was that? Oh, no, that was Visions getting past Jake, wasn't it? But Jake kept hold of that P8 as Ogween sets the fastest lap of the race. Now right back onto the back of the other Mario Benster. Evo's still holding on to that P4. To the end of the race, he will go. Will those tyres last? Will they pop? I'm sure we'll find out in the next 10 minutes or so as Charlie gets a track extension penalty while being behind Ramsey. And Jake, what's happened to Jake? He's gone from P4, he's now obviously in P8, due to what happened at the start of the safety car. And, excuse me, he's constantly under attack from Visions now. So, I mentioned earlier about the luck that Jake kind of gets. There you go, as far as he gets past Zach. But Cricket's still holding on to that P5, but look how fast Dan is. On the straight, he must have some kind of, I don't think he's got a dry setup on, but he's certainly looks fast. Rain's still going, so it doesn't look like we're going to get any kind of dry running. And Dan this time will try going around the outside again, but Cricket breaks later this time. And Dan, look at that, he's sort of pushing around the corner exit. So come on, Cricket, get out of the way. I'm sure Dan will think he can catch and pass Evo if he can get past Cricket, because Evo's tyres are even older and have even less grip. And here we go. And he's at turn 14. Dan, he's so close. Is he going to have a look up at the turn 1? He does. He's in side by side this time. Bloody hell, what's happened there? But no, still. Dan can still. Oh, and Charlie's retired in the pits. Oh, and Cricket. Oh. Well, there you go. The cork in the bottle has been released. What a shame for Cricket. He was going so well and he's left the session. I think he's not happy, and I don't blame him. Oh dear me. What a shame. Right. The question, I guess the next question now is, can Dan catch Evo? His tyres are a lot younger, as you can see. 16 laps younger. And Evo's tyres will be shouting from the rooftops. Just the 3 DNF so far this race. Right. Now, these guys all seem quite similar pace as well, so it'll be interesting to see if all these guys can maybe catch up to the back of Evo. But 6 seconds, hang on, Evo, let's see what kind of lap he's doing. So Evo does a 1:29.3. That was a great guess. 29.3. Dan does a 29.3. So equal lap times. That was of course down to Dan obviously overtaking Cricket and trying to avoid him. So let's see what he can do now. He has a full lap of clean air. He certainly dropped his teammate by a second. As all the others now kind of piggybacking onto the back of each other, vying for any kind of point they can. Ogween now finds himself only a couple of turns behind Benson. Is this it? Is this the move for the lead? He's going to go around the outside into turn 9. Is he going to take the lead? He does briefly, and he does. He's up into the lead on lap 24 out of 29. And Benzo, who's held on for what feels like an eternity, his defences have finally been beaten down, and Ogween takes the lead of the Grand Prix with just 5.5 laps remaining. Of course, the important ones to get past will be Turner, because it's Turner and Benson the ones that are vying for this championship. Benson, of course, going for his second, looking for a second championship win in a row. It'd be great if he can pull it off, because a lot of the races he's not been a lot anywhere. A lot of the races, as Firmsy finds himself battling with Visions. Oh, Visions! Oh, and there's the Visions bin. Well, There are four certain things in life. Well, three really. Death, taxes, and Vision's bottling it. Right. Green, there you go. He's got the speed. He's dropped Benson by a second. Turner, I don't think, based on the pace that we saw earlier, I don't think Turner will have the pace to get past him. Dan really isn't making any inroads, is he? He's only half a second in the last lap and a half. So, you know, I'm not so sure he's going to catch it, Evo. Interesting. Jake now finds himself 1.4 off the two Williamses. He is firmly his next target. I guess Gilbert will stay for now. Firmly, it's such a shame for him. He's looked so rapid tonight. You know, he probably would have got pole or at least P2 for the sprint race, but he invalidated his lap, and he's just been constantly fighting his way back through the field. He's had a few instances tonight, which I'm sure the stewards will have fun debating. And stay on board with Fernzy. What kind of grip does he have over Jake? Fernzy, of course, does have that time penalty hanging over him. And Fernzy's not troubling Jake there, is he? Jake going rather nicely. Certainly deserves more points than he's probably going to be getting. But, yeah. Oh, as I just remembered, obviously the Mercedes have both got penalties here. So, you've got 3.5 laps left. Benson just needs to stay within those 3 seconds. Green has 0 ERS, so Benson's certainly not going to be falling behind in that aspect. And he's definitely going to, unless he spins it himself, he'll be ahead of Turner as well. Interesting how this race could play out with the plays it with the penalties, and I think Dan may have heard me because he's taken a second out of Evo. RK has fallen another second off, so he's 2.4 off his teammate now. And Jake raising in, and RK, who must have made a mistake because Jake was over a second behind, wasn't he? And Firmsy is still stuck behind Jake. And he needs to save his ERS for turn 3, not turn 1. There you go, look at that. Which way will he go? Jake decides to take the inside. Firmly goes on the outside. He does the last of late braking. Oh, they touch! And Jake gives him the room. And they're still going side by side. And Firmsy takes the P7. Does he? He does. I think Jake's being a bit sensible there and sees the bigger picture, knowing that Firmsy's got that penalty hanging over his head. But either way, that sees Jake demoted to P8 on track. Zach is now the next car to be attacking Jake. But again, another driver with little to no ERS. But Zach is the one who doesn't have a penalty, so Jake will likely fight this one a lot harder than he did Firmsy. It's a shame we really have so many penalties, otherwise he may have... having said that, Deborah's disconnected, so he won't be getting any points. Visions with no wing. Has he not pitted? Visions hasn't pitted, has he? No. So he's going to get overtaken. Can Lenny catch him? Can Lenny catch Visions? With no wing. That would be a quick look. So Vision says a 35, 36? 136.0. Let's see what Lenny does. 36.0, and then he does 29.7. So he's 6 seconds a lap faster. So yeah, I think Lenny will be past him pretty easily. As Turner gets another penalty, which is certainly interesting. Not too sure what I mean, he's got no chance of getting Bensler now. I mean, if I was Bensler, I'd just be letting Turner through. No point risking getting hit from behind. Oh, as Turner gets all out of shape as he gets a wheel on the curb, as Green is now about to start his 29th and final lap. Anyone else? Fying, Firmsy and RKA. Ooh, very close. Very close. But Firmsy's gone way too deep there, and I think he's compromised himself. As RKA goes very off the racing line to try and break that toe. Hopefully he doesn't compromise himself too much for turn one. He does not. Once again getting his conditions not playing nicely. Another penalty for Ulin, he's got to be careful. Right, so let's follow Ogween. How close is Lenny behind Visions? He's close, he's going to get him. Right, as much as I want to see Lenny overtake Visions, Ogween is about to come round the final corner and take the victory. Right, there we go then. Ogween comes around corner and he wins. He just about stayed ahead of Bensler as well. It would have been very close. Oh, no, it's not, because he had a 6-second penalty. Turner keeps his P3. Evo, with a stellar drive, keeps P4 for Ferrari, moving them off the bottom of the Tier 1 constructors. Dan, just another second, would have seen himself off the P4. RKA brings home a double points finish for Williams. Jake, an underwhelming P7 from what could have been a P4 minimum. Firmsy had a race. Aurelian will keep that P10 because Depri is ghosting. So a double points for Ferrari tonight. Who saw that coming? P4 and P10 for Evo. Ferrari, I should say. As what was Vision doing there? He's going backwards across the line. So, opening for Bensler then. Strengthening his title credentials. Of course, before tonight he was 37 seconds. He was 37 points behind Turner. So, we'll see how much he has caught up. Just 4 races to go after this one. Sorry, 3 races. 3 races, I can't do maths. Just Baku, Portugal and Belgium. So then, here is your race order. So, yeah, look at that. 16 points. Bensler caught up. Very well done. Right, race results. So, Bensler is your race winner. He takes P1 after Ogween gets his penalties in P2. Turner rounds off the podium. Another strong race for Mercedes. Ferrari P4 is Evo. Dan P5 and RKA P6. Jake gets P7. With Zach P8, Firmsy P9, Dewey Depri will not get P10 because he's disconnected. So Aurelian will get the final point, and we've got Lenny, Krigmick, and Visions. Will the race director work? Nope, because it's a sprint race. So then, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. If you've made it this far, you're a bloody hero. Thank you very much for watching. On Thursday, we are, of course, back with Tier 2 in Australia, where all the championship leaders will be looking to, well, cement their place in the standings. If you can't make Thursday, then please join me next week as we head to the streets of Baku. One of my favourite circuits. Should be a humdinger, I'm hoping. Right then. Once again, thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Benson once again on his victory, closing the gap on Turner. And we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye for now.
There, gone for the big dive. Hamilton dives out of the way.
But no, Isaac's going to do it. He comes across the line to take P1 on his debut. What an amazing race. This is the battle of the late breakers, and a late risk gets it.
Lovely move from Scotty.
All one, look, here we go, then around the outside. Oh, what a move by Eno. That is not a place to overtake.
Everybody War's not going to give us up without a good fight.
Oh dear me. Oh, one, look at that. Peg Dorniak and Charlie going at it, and P1. Right to the last corner, who's going to get the better traction? Race for the better line. It's going to be a drag race to the finishing line.